Good morning, beautiful people. So this was a live that I was streaming and I decided to save it and share it with you guys. So this was my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer that I'm using first. And then after that, I went into my eyebrows. I'm using the e.l.f. brush to comb, and I'm using the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. I'm using it in the color Ash Brown. I really enjoy these pens because I don't have to use a pencil sharpener. Because sometimes I lose my pencil sharpener very easily. So I really enjoy these pens. I have them in a lot of different colors because I change my hair color a lot too. So you want to use a very light touch when you're using these pens because they can come out really, really intense if you're just like pressing on your face really harshly, and you don't want to do that. So you want to make sure you're using a very, very light touch. So after I feel comfortable with my brows, I just kind of brush them in again. And then I'm going to go into my LA Pro Concealer. I use the color called Toast. I've been using this concealer since I was in college, and I really love this concealer. Use a really light amount to outline the under parts of my eyebrows, and then I just drag that down. I'm using the e.l.f. flat brush. I'm just going to drag that down. I'm going to do that to both sides. So now that I did that, I'm going to go ahead and blend with an e.l.f. concealer brush, and then I'm going to do the top part of my brows. For this part, I like to use foundation because I don't want it to be too harsh at the top. So I'm going to use the Covergirl Matte Wing foundation in the color D80 above my eyebrow because I still wanted to outline it and make sure it was like sculpted. Because I really like this eyebrow look. I know not a lot of people go for this look anymore, but I still enjoy like the blocky looking brow. Again, I'm blending it with the e.l.f. concealer brush just to make sure it blends to my skin seamlessly. So now I'm going to use the LA Pro Concealer in the color Toast to prime my lids. I'm using this as a base. You can see me pushing my eyelashes down because I had my little extensions on it and I didn't want too much color in it. Alright, I'm using the Ruby Kisses Mineral Powder Foundation for my outside crease because I couldn't find any shadow that was dark enough in none of my palettes. For my eyes, I mainly use the Juvia's Place Culture palette, and I put some of the colors that I use on the screen. This first color is Sonia, I think that is. It's a really pretty gold color, and then I use Befar, which is also another kind of gold tone color on the outside. And I use some other colors, I mix some other colors as well, and I'm going to list them on the screen for you. In my crease, I use Juvia, which is like an orangey rust type color. I made sure to blend until I felt like my eyeshadow was blended nicely. To deepen up the outer corners, I used a little bit of that purple. I forget what the purple is called, but the lighter of the two purples in that palette on my eye. And I'm taking a Shanti, which is a pretty sparkly pink. I'm putting it right there. Can't quite see it on camera, but it's there. So I'm using a Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blur in the color 10. First I applied it with my finger, then I used the gem blender to blend it out. I really like this gem blender because it makes sure that I'm not absorbing all of my makeup into a sponge. Instead, it's actually getting placed on my face. So I really like this, and it gives me a really smooth finish, a really satiny, smooth finish. So on top of that, I'm going to use my McGrath Labs Skin Fetish in the color 34. And I'm going to use this right on top of that blurring balm. And I'm using the gem blender to blend it in. I really like this on top because it gives me that satiny finish. My skin looks really glowy. And I'm using my e.l.f. brush to just kind of blend it in. Now I'm going to use the Juvia's Place concealer in the color 8. And I'm also using the gem blender to blend that out. And I'm going back and forth between that and the Morphe brush. I'm using the Juvia's Place concealer in the color number 1. And I'm blending that out with a brush I got from Target. I can't remember the name of it. But I'm blending it out. I used a really light amount because this is really intense. It can be really dark. I'm using the Laura Mercier to set my under eye. This is in the color Rose. Now I'm going on with Thick from Fenty Pigment to set that contour, which is also a pretty chocolatey brown color. I really like this as a contour. Then I'm going in with my Laura Mercier in Medium Deep to set all over my face. And then I'm going to put on Legendary Berry from L'Oreal Infallible on my cheeks. And I also like to put a little bit on my nose, a little on my forehead. I'm going in with Trophy Wife from Fenty, and I'm going to put that on my cheekbones. And as you can see, I was shocked because it's really intense. I'm using a Fenty highlighter brush to blend that in. So because it was so intense, I decided to go in with another bronzy looking highlighter right on top of that. It's called this one, Magic Glowy Powder. So I went on top of that, and then I went back on top of that with the Trophy Wipe again, just to kind of diffuse it a little bit so it won't be so intense. I apply a light amount on my finger, on the bridge of my nose, on the tip of my nose, and I'm going to set with that Milk setting spray. I'm using that rosé again on my lips to dry them out, and I'm going to be using the color Scorpio from Juvia's Place lip liner. I love these lip liners, they go on so smooth. And I'm using the color Blaze Donut from Fenty. Then I'm using Fenty Glow and Fenty Heat Glow on my lips just to kind of tone it down a little bit. I'm setting with Charlotte Tilbury in the color Post Game under my eye. I really like this. I'm going back into that Culture palette, and I'm using a pinky shade and a purple shade right under my eye. I'm dusting away any fallout with the Laura Mercier Rose Powder. And my final step is to use the Skyhigh mascara by Maybelline, which I really like. It's blue. I have blue and pink. I really like those two. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Peace.